In this video, I'm going to cover 7 plants that either did not make it or really struggled during the summer heat of 2023 in Zone 8A. Here's one of the 7 that did not make it this summer. It's Texas heat. This is called Snow Mountain Pieris. It's really nice if it would have made it. It gets these bell-like flowers. I have it in other videos. But unfortunately, the summer of 2023 was too much for it. Snow Mountain Pieris. This is the second plant that did not make it this year. I really like conifers, but in the south it's really hard to have them. It's kind of that thing that you want what you can't have. But I've had this one for 3-4 years. But this year, summer of 2023, was just too much. This is the second plant that did not make it. Dwarf Alberta spruce. This is the third plant that struggled. This is the limelight hydrangea. This year was moved to a almost 100% shade area, but still this summer was too much. It made it. It's gonna make it through. It's really struggling. Obviously you could tell that this part is completely dead, but there's still life in it. I'm not cutting out these shoots right here, and it's also growing on the side, but this is pretty beat up. So limelight hydrangea struggle. It'll be back next year, but it's the third one that struggled this year. Believe it or not, I know they say that butterfly bushes are heat tolerant and drought tolerant, and I know that is the case, but for some reason this is lo and behold, it's a dwarf Buddleia, but it struggled this year. I had to trim out most of the dead branches, but now that I trimmed it, it looks like it's picking up here in the fall. But I would say I had to cut down like 2/3 of it, but it struggled. This is another plant that didn't make it this year. This is a Mugo pine, and this one called it quits early on. By the end of July, it had basically already given up, and there's nothing here other than it looks real nice, the structure of the branches, but Mugo pine didn't make it. I really wasn't surprised about this one. This is Indian hawthorn. I tried many times already to bring it back, but it suffered the freeze about 2-3 years ago, and then I've just been keeping up with it, but I think this year that's it. That's an Indian hawthorn. Didn't make it through 2023 Texas 8A heat. And unfortunately, this is the greatest loss this year. This is the Blue Atlas Cedar Hortsman dwarf version. They are heat tolerant, but unfortunately where this one is located, it only gets shade early in the morning. As you can see, the shade, it's coming, the sun is coming out, and then once it hits it, it gets full sun all the way till like 8 o'clock. So it's more than 10 hours of direct sun, and it was just too much for it. My remediation, which I'm not saying it's a good one, I cut it off here. It was completely dead. It was just breaking off to try to keep these last living ones alive. But obviously, as you can see, it's still losing a lot of them, but it looks like it's growing some new ones, some new needles. So I'm not gonna get rid of it until it really gives up, but it might be coming out of the ground and put in a container or something, and I'll just have it as a kind of a unique specimen. But you can tell it, it's completely, some areas are completely dry. So I don't know, we'll see. This is definitely the worst loss. It's my favorite tree that I own. Anyway, that's all the plants I lost or almost lost this year.